It was already night, and I didn't think anything like this could happen on the back porch, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought, why not? It's as good a place as any. We were sitting there looking out over the lights of the city that were laid out below us. She alternated between looking at the reflection of the moon out in the ocean beyond the city and the split ends of her hair she was holding up to her eyes. There was a dog digging in the yard. She said, "What's the most pleasurable moment you've ever had?" I looked at her, looking at me, and thought about her and us, and was just about to answer when I thought, well, yes, being with her is certainly one of the most pleasurable moments, but is it the most pleasurable? Then I thought about a few days before when I'd closed this deal for 3 times what I thought I was going to. That was pleasurable. Then I remembered the family vacation up at the lake. And after trying a few years ago, and after trying all morning, I finally got up on one ski. That was great. Then I remember the time I decked this guy with one punch, even though he was bigger than I was, but he'd insulted my girlfriend, and I thought I had to do something. That was great. Then I used to have this little street racer, inexpensive little car, but I'd go and blow the doors off these guys in their $100,000 sports cars. That was always a lot of fun. Then I remembered the time my brother looked at me and smiled for the first time since coming back from Vietnam. I turned to her and said, "Jeez, I don't know what's the most pleasurable moment. There are a lot of them." She called out to the dog to stop digging in the yard and then said, "Yeah, well, okay. What's the most pleasurable moment you've ever had?" I got up and walked down to where there was a tire hanging from a tree. I sat down in it and started swinging back and forth and back and forth. Began to recall all the different kinds of pleasurable moments. There were the times I'd actually been able to help another person and not just talk about it. Then there were all the dreams I had as a boy and how I knew then that I could accomplish any one of them. Then I thought about all the goals I had for the future and how great it was going to be to work on those, whether I accomplished them or not. I looked up and saw that the sky was turning light and realized I'd been swinging back and forth there all night long. I got up and walked over to her and said, "Of all the pleasurable moments I've ever had, I'd have to say that the best one is the next one." She looked at me, said, "Thanks, I've always thought that too." We sat there on the back porch and watched the sun come up over the horizon and spread its fingers of light out across the ocean and into the city streets. And the morning sky got brighter and brighter.